Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. My name is Sierra. If you're new here, I garden in Ohio, zone 6A, and we had a pretty decent frost last night. So let me show you what my plants look like right now. So we're starting at the chicken coop planters. Hi! And you can tell some of the colas got hit pretty good. These ones look okay. You can see we've got some leaf curling. The coluses seem okay, but I think they might crash out later. The color is looking kind of weird on them. Typically what happens when you get hit by frost, they might not always show frost damage, and then as you know the day warms up, you'll definitely be able to see what was damaged. So right now this might look different later on today, because I can definitely tell the color is off in these. And this got flipped over, probably by a raccoon. But yeah, the color in these coluses looks really bad. So I know something was going on, because like this is what they should look like, and then this is what they're looking like. So these guys are definitely frozen. My garden tower looks the same. We do have some actual frost on some of the kale plants, but kale is sweetened by frost, so these guys will bounce back for sure. This is definitely frozen. I'm not sure if bok choy will bounce back from this. Let's keep looking. This raised bed here, parsley's looking really sad. I think these will be just fine. I know my petunias will be good. Some of the pepper plants got frozen. I should have come out and did a last harvest, but it seemed like the temps were going to be not frost, so not heavy frost. Roses are okay. Now I forgot a plant back here. I don't know what's gonna happen to Big Mama, but I am gonna get her inside today. I was debating on keeping her or giving her away. Never got around to actually making a decision, and forgot about her because she's tucked back here behind the chicken run. So I kind of left myself without a choice. Now I gotta bring her in, and that'll happen today. Hopefully she won't suffer too much damage. This hosta here, this huge hosta, I can definitely tell it got hit. The leaves have darkened and they are hanging down. My cut flower space looks awful, but it definitely looks bad with the frost. Some plants can handle a frost. So in the mornings when you come outside and you see things are droopy, hanging down, that, for depending on the type of plant, could just be temporary, and when it warms up, it'll liven back up and those leaves will lift up. Just like if it's too hot outside, the leaves can wilt on your plants, and then when it cools down or they get a little bit of water, they will lift back up. So in this situation, we'll wait till this afternoon when it does get a little bit warmer to see if these plants actually are hit by frost or not. You can tell my 3 artichokes got hit by frost. Dahlias are hit. Everything is hit. The hydrangeas up here though, the Invincible sublimes, don't look bad at all. So some plants are tougher, can handle colder temps, and some, you know, when the temps get cold, or you know, you hit that 30-degree weather, they just don't do well. My elephant ear has been hit. At least this one over here. I got to check out the others on the other side of the house, but I don't think this guy's coming back. He might. I guess it just depends on how long this temperature has held. So let's take a look. Oh, he's frozen. Yeah, he's probably done. So what I'll do with the elephant ear is once the temperatures warm up, I will dig him up, cut off the foliage, cut off the roots, dry out the bulb, and store it indoors until next spring, where I will pot it in probably early February and let that bulb wake back up, move it out to the garden in May, and we start this all over again. It was so pretty and big and just beautiful this year. So he did good. He had a good season. So let's move down through the garden and take a look. Nasturtium mountain is definitely hit by frost. I don't know if this is a killing frost for this plant. I don't think so. I think when it warms up, the leaves will bounce back. We will see. This used to be the most beautiful coleus, and with the frost, we've had a couple of days where it got super cold. It started losing all of its leaves, and now it looks like this. This container looks really bad. I can definitely tell the coleus in here got hit. My cannas over here look pretty good actually, and it is about time to go ahead and dig them up and bring them in. If you guys have been following me, you know that I lost my original canna tubers, the canna musifolia, and I had to buy new tubers this year, and these are the new guys. So this is their year of growth, and I'm hoping for a lot of tubers in these pots here to expand my collection. The elephant ear over here does not look like it was hit by frost like the other elephant ear. So these leaves still look good. They're not covered in frost. This leaf is actually covered in spider mites, which is a whole different issue. But yeah, this bulb will get dug up too and brought indoors and stored. I need to harvest all of the peppers from these plants here. I'm pretty behind because I got burnout, but I need to clear out one of these wood beds so that I can plant my garlic in for the next season. It's time to plant your garlic if you haven't. I'm in zone 6A Ohio, so look up your zone to make sure it's time to plant for you. But for me, it's time to plant. Probably not past time, but you never know when your first frost is gonna come. This feels like a little early for us. So yeah, I've got a lot of work ahead of me today, and I'll probably end up emptying this bed to use for garlic. The other beds have kind of emptied themselves out. We have potatoes here that are gone. We had onions also in here that are gone. Look how pretty this plant is though with the frost. It's gorgeous. The sage. Here's my other elephant ears, and they definitely were hit by frost. So I'll be digging these guys up too. I have one other elephant ear this way, and he looks a lot better than the others, but I'll definitely be digging that guy up too. I don't know if I'll get to it today, but definitely it's time for them to come out and get dried and stored. I don't know what I'm gonna do with those pond plants. I think they got hit by frost. I can't really tell. But I was gonna try to bring them indoors. I don't really have the space for it. I don't have a pond in my house at all, or no big large tub to put them in. Plus they need heat and not direct sun, but they need like a light source. I don't really have that to offer right now without having to buy stuff to do it, so I don't think I'll be doing that this year. Definitely will repurchase those for next year though, and maybe try it again. All right guys, my hands are freezing, so I just wanted to give you a little update after our first partially killing frost. I will check back out here later today when I come out to do some work to see what actually is done and what isn't. Still have tomatoes that I need to get out of here, but yeah. So it has warmed up to 50. Let's see what has come back and what hasn't. These colas are definitely toast. So see how once it warmed up, they're just wilted down. They feel wet and look at this. That's not coming back. These guys are definitely toast. So those two colas is there. Let's walk around and see. Oh, the kale looks great. Pak choi looks great. All of your frost tolerant plants are going to bounce back and be just fine. Parsley looks good. And even some plants might surprise you. Ones that you think might not bounce back from frost could bounce back. So like our peppers here, this guy I believe is toast. He's kind of limp. We'll give him some time though. This guy looks like he might be toast. His leaf is kind of translucent. I can kind of see my finger through there. So that is an indicator for me also that that plant might be done for. Let's go over here to the shard. The shard is a pretty tough plant. I don't worry about this. I know that these leaves will bounce back. I mean, they already looked pretty good this morning. They had some frost on them, but I think these are leaves that were just at the end of life anyway, but they look great. It's shiny, pretty. I love Swiss chard. I don't always harvest it a ton for me personally. I do for the chickens, but I love the color variety of Swiss chard, so I plant it just for the beauty of it, and then I also give it to the chickens. They like it a lot. We've got a pepper plant here that is looking pretty sad. I still have a bunch of peppers that I need to grab. There's another pepper plant right there that is looking extremely sad. So later on I'm going to grab all of the veggies that I have left out here that are like peppers, tomatoes, those things, and then bring them in, and then we'll begin the process of pulling plants out. So let's check on the dahlias over here. Okay, these leaves look really bad still, and it's 50 out, so if they were going to pop up, I would expect them to pop up in 50 degrees. And you can also see too, like the foliage is so dark. Typically it's not that dark, it's more green colored. This is kind of looking kind of black. This dahlia over here, toast. My begonias, they're done for, and look at them bleeding. That's drainage from the leaves from the frost, so that color is bleeding out from there. My celosia, done. I mean, look at the leaves. My banana, the leaves, it's done. Once the foliage turns black, that's how you know, like, okay, this plant has been hit, it's done, it's ready to cut back. So the bananas, I'm not gonna do it now, but I would cut them to nearly ground level, and then mulch them over. My canna up here looks like it's got hit. These leaves are much darker than usual. They look really pretty, but they definitely got hit. So we'll see how those progress, because they look a lot better than other plants in the garden. We'll see what these look like by this afternoon, evening. Right now, it's only been about 3 hours since we first walked through the garden. And it warmed up that much. So it was like 30, now it's like 50, and it warmed up that much in just a few hours. So this elephant ear, I don't see much perk from it. It's not perking up very much since this morning. It could still be cold, but again, I don't think this plant is going to survive the frost that we just had. And like I mentioned before, some plants can handle it and some plants can't. Like this dwarf butterfly bush, it looks like nothing has even touched this plant. It looks great. So some plants do well. Your more annual type plants tend to die back quickly after a frost. Your perennials, some of them can handle that frost. The hostas are doing pretty well as far as frost concerns. Now my sweet potato vines, this area is my pride and joy of the season, because I plant about 6 to 8 sweet potatoes along this corner. And last week or the week before, something came through, ate like a bunch of leaves, and then now we're getting hit by frost, and you can definitely see this plant is done. So let's look at the whole collection of them. That one's done. All of these are just they're toast. So I'll be pulling all of this out probably today. You can just see this is where it got eaten, and then we got hit with the frost. The ones over here look okay, like at the bottom, but the top portion was hit by frost. So I'll be pulling the entire plants, all of the plants. The nasturtiums still looking a little, I'm not sure. Now, good thing about this, I can give the nasturtiums to the chickens if they're still looking okay. If they're severely damaged, I'll just put them back into the compost bin over here, or I'll add them to this back bed area and allow this to compost down there. But yeah, this is still looking pretty sad. This elephant ear is looking pretty good, surprisingly, after the frost. You can definitely see that coleus looks even worse now since we walked through earlier. These cannas look good still. Elephant ear looks good. This pumpkin is done for. I do need to get this guy down because his vine's no longer going to send him any more nutrients to grow. All the leaves are, except for these guys, but they're covered in powdery mildew. So all of this is going to come out. This is the bed I decided to clear out while I was inside, and I'm going to grab what's left of the peppers here and the tomatoes that are here, this pumpkin, and then just pull everything out of here. Coleus done. I'll probably pull this pepper too. This is stevia, and it's flowering, but I think I'll leave it in and see, just for experimental purposes, informational purposes, I guess, to see what it does. This is my first year growing stevia, and I like to see how plants perform. So we'll see what this guy does and what temperatures actually kill it off. These elephant ears are definitely done. They look worse than earlier. This elephant ear could potentially have, you know, a few more days or weeks depending on the weather left in it. It looks great for having been hit by frost, so it's possible that I might leave this in, but also if I'm already digging up other ones, I'll probably just grab that one too. But it looks great. The pond plants that I have over here definitely got hit by frost. You can just see their little foliage all damaged, turning brown. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know if you have any questions about anything that you saw today, and any questions about frost or finding your garden zone. And I'll see you guys in the next video.